Hello, everyone. Thought I'd use this time to check in with you. We are just getting ready to complete Module 6 in a couple of days. And again, I thought this would be a great time to check in. Also, you have completed one of your progress journals in Module 5, so I wanted to comment on that. As we approach the midpoint of this course, which will be Module 8, because this is obviously a 16-week course, it is a good time to reflect, look upon your grades and assignments, check that grade book out, make sure that you have everything turned in, or if you have any questions about the grades that you received, good time to address that now versus at the very end of the course where things can get very, very busy. Now, with that, a few of you are missing some assignments. So here's my statement on late work. I do accept late work. As long as we meet the learning objectives of the course, I'm good with that. Now, to be fair to all of you, or those of you that turned assignments in on time, if you are turning an assignment in late, there will be a deduction on points for it. But I will be fair. I mean, I'm not gonna totally wipe out all the points where it doesn't mean, why even, some students are like, why even bother? They're going to only give me 10 points out of 100 on this thing anyway. No, I eventually stop, the deduction, where you have 10% per day. I don't go that far down, but I will take some points off on it. Again, to be fair for those that turned it in on time. But for you, it's definitely if you did have that late assignment, and we've all done that, life got in the way or what happened. Um, if you do have that late assignment, turn it in. It's definitely worth it for you. Where students lose letter grades, where they go from an A to a B or a B to a C or a C to worse, is missing assignments. Always. It's always those zeros in the grade book that just drop their grade down, complete letter grades. So it is worth it for you to do it. So there you go. If you have any late assignments, turn them in. There will be deduction on points, but it's worth it for you to definitely do that. All right, so that's that. Again, check that grade book out. Make sure everything looks okay for you. Again, overall, everybody's doing really great in the class as far as the quizzes are going, the concept maps are going, looking very good. Remember, this is only a 1 credit hour course, and we stretch it over 16 weeks. So hopefully it's pretty manageable for you to do that because we do stretch it out over such a long period of time. Um, all right, so there is that. Now, in reading your progress journals, thank you so much. Great job on those progress journals. I really appreciate the feedback and your thoughts, going forward with the course. A lot of you have mentioned various topics that you would like to see covered, such as education, educational debt, retirement. Looking at my list here, housing was mentioned about 3 different times. Looking about purchasing a house, how is that done? We're going to go over all of those topics in modules to come, so don't worry about that. We're going to be covering those topics. Also, something came up about general healthcare debt. Okay, so we're going to be going over insurance, which is very important, and that's, obviously health insurance will be in there. But even with that, there is um, with healthcare costs the way they are, that many of us will end up, even if we have very good insurance, we're going to incur some significant healthcare expense. I know for my family, we have basically two, what I'd say, major healthcare situations going on in my family, and we are looking at a significant portion out of pocket every year, even with pretty good insurance. If we didn't have good insurance, we're looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars that you're looking at declaring bankruptcy. So thank God for insurance. But because this was mentioned in some of the progress journals, I think it's very important that we address this topic, which I have not addressed in this course. So we're going to change a little bit of the course. I'm probably going to add that into module 15 when we talk about family. So we'll probably talk about family and health expense in that module. So I'm going to prepare a lecture on that area. I don't have a complete expertise in that area. But we will provide kind of a general overview because I think at some point in your life. You may not have encountered it now. Some of our students have, but you may not have encountered it now, but most likely you will encounter it at some point, unless we go under universal healthcare, and then, hey, we don't have to worry about it, right? But that's a whole other discussion. That's a whole other class if we decide to go to a universal healthcare system. So, so again, thank you so much for that feedback. That actually opened my eyes to a very important topic that when I originally designed this course, I did not have included, and I think it is very relevant going forward. So we're going to be adding that to the course. Uh, Again, very, very important area. All right, so there we go. That's all we have for this check-in. Again, if you have any questions or comments, reach out to me. Been pretty quiet, but then again, this class doesn't have a lot of details in it as far as complicated assignments and whatnot. All of you have found the rhythm of the course. You read the assignments, you do the supplemental readings, you take the quiz. The concept maps, all of you are doing really good with the concept maps. The only time if you get some points off on the concept maps, it's usually detail levels. So try to provide a little bit more detail as you map these things out, and you'll be getting full points. But everybody's doing, even in general, are doing very well with these concept maps. And that'll be the pattern that will go all the way through the course. There will be one assignment that we'll have in the end, and I'll talk a little bit more about that, where it's kind of a personal finance declaration, kind of have you pull back and take these concepts that you've been reading about and heard in the lectures that I've been talking about, and just make them more your own. Not every uh, you don't have to, and there'll be a lot more information on this, but just to get you thinking about this, and in all of this class, it doesn't, these various themes will resonate with you and some won't. So take the ones that you need that resonate with you, and those are the ones that you're going to apply. Some people are very disciplined by nature, and they don't maybe need to say certain things. They may find value in other points. So really, you're going to customize this personal finance declaration. It's not a one size fits all. It's really up to your own personal perceptions on your financial situation and your kind of really your life, as I do think it's so intertwined. Nobody wants to say that money and happiness are intertwined, but in some ways they are. If you don't really have food or shelter, sometimes you're not so happy. So, but can does money buy you happiness? No, it doesn't buy you happiness, but it can definitely impact the happiness that you're trying to hold on to. So, all right, enough of that going on with that. Okay, everybody's doing a great job. You know how to get in touch with me if you do have any questions. Thanks, everyone.